happened to me to victims of sexual exploitation. I'm asking every one of you, send them all a message. Send the establishment a message. Send the media a message. Send them a message on betrayal, on censorship. How many people are fed up of the censorship against free speech so we can think freely and speak freely in our country?
Yes! I'm fucking fed up, Tommy!
I'm fed up! We're all fed up! You're fed up! Put me in the middle of them! Please! Let me walk in there! I just walked into a meeting at Manchester Council building of all of the MEPs and their agents. How out of touch. I just looked in, I looked around. I'll tell you what, I can look around this crowd now. Not one of you would have fit in there. Because none of us are. They are so far detached from who we are. They don't live where we live. They don't experience what we experience. Labour Party, the Labour Party, the Labour Party is a party that should be representing communities like this. 90% of their MPs are middle class. They are actually laughing at us. Every time there's an election, they must laugh. Look at what they do, and they get voted back in again and again and again. The two parties, Conservatives and Labour, they're exactly the same. The same schools, they all went to the same schools. They're career politicians. What I'm asking you to do on the 23rd of May is start a political revolution. Into that member, as a member of European Parliament, that is just the start. What that will be is the start of us touring this country, not just the Northwest, electrifying our communities in working class backgrounds, galvanising our support and sending them a message politically that they will never forget. They have betrayed us, they've abandoned us, and it's about time we teach them all a lesson.
Tommy Robinson!
We are a movement. We are trying to build a movement. We've successfully built a movement. Now, they fear that. They fear it. And this isn't about the movement that was built when I was put in prison, illegally put in prison. 30,000 people marched on the streets, 700,000 people signed petitions. A movement was built. That movement wasn't about me as an individual. It was about a feeling of people who feel voiceless, who feel betrayed. And I'm not perfect, and I don't say I'm perfect. I don't claim to be standing here polishing a halo on my head. Okay? And the fact that I'm not perfect, the fact that I am every one of you. We all make mistakes. But the difference is, I genuinely care. I love our country. I love you. For too long, British people have stood and watched, quite literally, as our country has been desecrated, it's been raped, it's been abused. And I'm asking every one of you, please, give me the satisfaction of walking in there on the 23rd of May. I'm already saying if support turns to votes, we're winning. What I need from you, I need you to talk to everyone you know. People, I've never voted. To any of you people here who haven't voted, how many people have never voted? How many people don't vote? I have never ever voted. Because I look at them all, and I've got nothing in common with them. And I know they're liars, and I know they don't care, and I know they're in it for a career. Talking of careers, do you see how much money they get? They get £86,000 a year. They only pay 12% tax. We pay a basic of 20% tax, then we pay 40% tax for anyone who is successful. They pay 12% tax. £300 a day they get in expenses without showing any receipts. It is one big gravy train. That's what it is. I want you, not just as a protest. This isn't necessarily for me about asking people for a protest. I'm asking you to ignite the fire. I'm asking you to light something that in working class people across this country so we can realise our power. We have the power. We are the majority.
Yes.
We just need to realise our own strength.
Bring on Abby. Get Abby on. Get Abby on. Come on, Abby.
Let me briefly talk about, can anyone here name one MEP that I'm standing against in the North West? Who are they? Can anyone name who you had 8 MEPs representing you for the last 4 years? Can any of you name them?
No.
Anyone know anything they said or done?
No.
The whole thing is a joke. The whole system is a joke. This is about pretending to the British population that we actually have a democracy and we have any rights within Europe. We have no rights. We are governed by people in Brussels that none of us elected, that none of us can get rid of, that none of us have any choice about. Since the Marrakesh Agreement, as of next year, they changed the rules. We used to be able to veto things. We used to be able to disagree and opt out. They changed the rules that only 65% of the people within the party, within Europe, have to agree. So they can basically do what they want. The forced migration of so-called refugees across Europe. The change of our identity and culture. The attack on who we are. We need to remember who we are.
Yes.
We are the sons and daughters of people the best people, the best nation on earth. I met some man today in Stockport Town Centre, and he spoke to me, and I said, what have I got to feel guilty about? He said, colonialism, slavery. I don't have to feel guilty about anything. I was born in 1982. Yeah? I was born in 1982. I'm proud. No one talks about the great things our nation done. We built the world. Even on a fight, no one talks about any of it. But I sense this country is ready, is primed, and I want to be the man to lead it for a political revolution. We have watched, I don't know, on Nigel Farage's Brexit party. Nigel Farage was great on Europe. He's brilliant on Europe, okay? On all the issues in Europe. But he has already shown that he won't be a voice for people from our background. He's already sneered. He showed his classism. He is a Tory. He's a Tory. He's a city stockbroker, multi-millionaire toff. That's who he is, and he fooled us, or he fooled people, by holding a pint of beer in every single photo to pretend he was one of us. Do you think Nigel Farage has ever been to an estate like this? Ever in his life? Now, for all the great thing he's done, and he deserves respect for working his whole life to fight the European Union. But it's more of the same. Yeah, we'll get out of Europe, and what will the Brexit party be? There'll be another politically correct party who will refuse to talk about the issues that affect us. So what I'm asking again, one more time, help me send them a message on the 23rd of May. Send them a message. I always say to journalists, when journalists used to come to Luton Town Centre, that's where I'm from, they'd interview me. And I'd say, get out of the town centre. Okay? You want to hear how people feel, get out of the town centre and go to the estates. That's why we chose to come here. That's why for the remainder of our campaign and the next 14 nights, we're going to the estates. The forgotten estates, where people have been forgotten, where they don't have representation. I saw again, every city I'm going to, the local MP. I went to a Jewish area the other day. I went to Prestwich, and the local MP has said how my division is not welcome. My division's not welcome in Prestwich. And he said this in an article in The Guardian. The Guardian's the most anti-Semitic newspaper in the country. And he's a Jewish MP. And it just showed that even in that community, that their MP is so out of touch with the people. Because everywhere I walked, I got an amazing reception of every Jewish person I met. Yeah? I even think we've got the Jewish vote, especially if you were happy. But I want to say, this is, and you know what? It's like signing a petition. When people ask you to sign a petition, what difference does one person make? This is exactly the same. Until we involve ourselves, I looked at some of these wards. 82% of people in some of these wards don't vote. 82%. 22 million people did not vote in the last general election. More people didn't vote than voted for Brexit. What we need to do is get those people who didn't vote, those people who feel so disillusioned with politics, and tell them that we want to create something. We want to create a voice based on honesty, based on truth, not politically, and based on the interests of British people first.
Well said.
And we're going to win anyway, but we need all of your help. We need every single one of you. Abby's travelled over. He's travelled from Australia. He's like a smaller Arab version of me.
We need some witnesses. Come on. No, guys, listen, the truth is I've travelled now 25 hours for the 10th time, I reckon, but travelled 25 hours to get here, going to travel 25 hours to go back. And the reason why I find it so important to be here, to be on the campaign trail with Tommy, is because the mainstream media, Tommy has everything stacked against him in this campaign. In this race, he has absolutely everyone from the mainstream media to the political elite, everybody trying to stop him on Instagram. I blurred his bloody face out. It made it look a little bit better, but I blurred his face out, I blurred his name out. And they still banned it. They still pulled it down. They're that scared of what Tommy means to all of you, to Brits, that they are trying to silence him by any way possible. That is why it is so important that not only you guys that are here today, we know you're voting 100%, but each and every one of you has a friend, has a cousin, has a brother, has a sister, someone who feels like their voice doesn't mean that much, somebody that you can convince, encourage, get them to vote, get them to go and make their voice count, because Tommy can't go on Facebook now and tell the world. Tommy needs each and every one of you to be that voice. So please, guys, go home today. Go on your social media. Pop a little bit of a ban. It's good fun. You're in good company. Go in there. Be heard. Don't let them create the narrative. Don't let them silence Tommy, because them silencing Tommy is silencing you. Go home, encourage people to vote Tommy on the 23rd. On the 23rd. But from today on, you are the campaign. You need to each and every day be campaigning to ensure that every single person you know is voting Tommy. Thanks, guys.
Well, I'll be hanging around now anyway, so we'll hang around for a bit. And just a thank you for coming out. A thank you for coming. Do you know what? And it's like everyone, it's that you say, are you voting? We need to realise that unless we vote, the reason we've been betrayed, the reason they've even betrayed Brexit, is because they think no one's going to do anything. They don't care. They look around, they don't care. They test the reaction time and time again. And until we galvanise, until we politicise our families, we have to be talking about how important democracy is. And I'm one of the people that never voted. The only way we will win, the only way we will win is if we start taking their seats. So please, 23rd of May, everyone here, thank you, vote for me.
John Robinson! Oh, Tom Terry! So, locals have been turned out. So all the locals have turned out. Look at the crowd. Everyone's here. I think 1,500 people saying,
What's going on, guys? 1,300 people, I like it.
what's going on, mate? What's going on, boys?
What's happening? Vote Tommy!
Tommy! Tommy! Yeah. So it's just taking pictures now, as you can see. Push me. So let me turn it back around. You can see him. That was solid. Try and jump up on it. All right. Oh, fuck off. Oh, no way. He's on my back. So let's find out. Let's talk to some people.
17.4 million people!
So I'll talk to some people. So, let's find some people that might have not voted and registered to vote. You registered to vote?
What's that?
Are you registered to vote?
Not in the. But yeah, I am actually.
You are, what, in the EU elections as well? Are you,
I don't know actually. I don't.
have you registered to vote in the local elections? So yeah. So obviously it automatically allows you to vote with the EU
I've
elections.
never. That's the only one I've never voted.
Why have you never voted? Do you mind being on camera? Do you want to be on camera? Not really? No? We'll talk about this then. So why have you never voted in the EU elections?
I don't know. Probably because I was mainly ignorant to it before.
Okay. Do you know who represents you in the European Union? As your sort of MEP? Any idea who they are? It's not a bad thing you don't know because no one really knows.
Yeah,
So
go on.
are you going to be voting? I don't know. No one
you
knows.
don't know.
No, I don't know because no one. It's funny. Are you from around?
Wait.
Are you from around here?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You live around here, yeah? Yeah. Are you going to be voting on 23rd of May? Say yes. Yes. Good lad. How you doing, sweetheart? You alright? Yeah. Are you registered to vote?
I am, yes.
Yeah. Are you voting on 23rd?
Definitely.
Yeah. Have you voted before the EU elections?
I haven't voted before, no.
No. Why not?
Just never have.
No.
Vote local ones.
Yeah, local ones. So, do you know who represents you, MEP? You have no idea. Isn't that strange?
I know.
But these people get elected, like, you know, get £86,000 or whatever it is. They pay 12% tax. Yet you, as a local resident, have no idea who they are. They've never spoken for you. They don't know any of the policies. It's really strange.
Very strange.
It's a gravy train.
Yeah.
And he's going to stop it. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Yeah. Crazy. So, EU elections. You think people would know who their MEP is? They haven't got a clue. 90% of people we speak to haven't got a clue. So it just shows how the gravy train is being used for these people to gain lots and lots of money, pay no tax, and yet no one has any idea. It's very clear. Yeah. Right, guys, I'm going to take a little break. I've been holding this now, holding it up, my arm's hurting. You've seen Tommy's speech. Thanks very much for watching. Back on tomorrow. Tomorrow's location will be... I'm going to have to remember that one because I can't remember. Last night we've done so many. But I'll be on live tomorrow. Phone's fixed. I'll be live tomorrow. Take care, guys.